Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's Academy Live webcast, BizTalk Server Roadmap, presented by Sudhir Hasby, Bindu Thotha, and Deepak Jain. At this point, I'd like to hand the presentation over to our first presenter, Sudhir Hasby. Sudhir, you now have the floor.
Thank you, Stephen. So, thank you everyone for spending your next hour with us talking about BizTalk Server Roadmap. Today we are going to cover topics around next few releases of BizTalk. So we will talk about an upcoming release this year, later next year, and then also talking about a release after that, and how BizTalk Server is going to evolve in the next few years. What are our early thoughts, and get your feedback, questions, and try to answer them. Having said that, let's try to get some information on where folks are located. If you can please click your area where you are from. 42% from US, roughly 35% from Europe. We have 20% from UK, France, Germany. Okay, that looks good. I think we have 44, 25, 18 now. Let's move to the next one, and let's see your roles in Microsoft. If you can share those, that would be great. So primarily, it's pretty well split between technical sales and services and regular sales roles, like 22, 24, and 35%. Now that's great. On that note, let's take a look at for partners who are attending today. Can you also give us some information on your roles? That's a pretty good split. 35 to 35% developers, 21% architects, and 14% sales. 2020, I think. So great. We have around 82 people in the attendance today. And again, as I said, we will be taking questions as we speak. So please feel free to send us questions, and we'll try to respond to them while the presentation is going on. Having said that, let's get started with the presentation. If you look at last year or so, we've been talking to a lot of customers worldwide, and one common thing that we've been hearing across the board from a lot of customers, or all our customers, as well as various partners, is the businesses are now, they're not making any major investments in general on new projects. Everything that they're focusing on is how do we reduce the cost, how do we go ahead and extract value from what we already have in our environments, which means how do you integrate with existing applications, how do you do business intelligence on with the data that's available in existing applications, how do we bring it all together? And of course, that is the biggest challenge that everyone is facing, and BizTalk Server plays very well in that space, where you want to extract value from your existing systems. You want to automate your business process and simplify management, especially in your complex integration scenarios, where you can go ahead and do point-to-point integrations and get into a spaghetti kind of an environment, which becomes much more difficult to manage, monitor, and also in long run, just supporting that kind of an environment can be really big pain point for our customers. Of course, if you look at BizTalk Server, it's the integration server from Microsoft that allows you to integrate applications and your businesses or business partners. It allows you to automate your processes and simplify management. And especially with the capabilities that we have, which are very industry focused, things like HL7, HIPAA accelerators, the Swift accelerator for financial services, our EDI capabilities, RosettaNet accelerator for high-tech industry. It gives us an ability, or gives our partners and customers an ability to go ahead and get up and running very fast with business-to-business integration scenarios. On the other hand, with our adapters and ability to connect to specific applications, like mainframes, our whole host integration server capabilities, our SAP and Oracle E-Business Suite adapters that we have released in recent times, our Dynamics and SharePoint adapters give you ability to go ahead and connect to these applications in a very quick manner, in a very reliable manner. Other than that, of course, there are other capabilities like business rules engine, business activity monitoring, our ability to go ahead and define workflows or orchestrations in our tools, which are all based on Visual Studio. So for all our existing customers, especially the .NET customers, Visual Studio customers, it is a great tooling experience where you're just using the same standardized tools across your development efforts, whether that development is writing new .NET code or building an integration solution on BizTalk Server. So it's the same consistent environment, same consistent development experience. And from management perspective, if you are using management tools from Microsoft like System Center, now you can use the same tools to manage your integration solutions. Think about it. If you're writing your own point-to-point integrations, and if you write like hundreds of these in an environment, which is pretty normal for our customers, how are you going to manage these point-to-point integrations? There is no good way of doing it. A lot of customers spend a lot of time and effort and money and resources in managing these integrations that they have built, whereas if they were built on products like BizTalk, you can use your System Center environment that you're using today to manage and monitor your SQL server, your Exchange server, other server products from Microsoft. You can now use System Center to monitor your integration solutions built on BizTalk Server. So the key point here is it's consistent development experience, management experience, and also everything is finally, from a development perspective, you can leverage .NET for building your solutions for integration needs also. So that's what BizTalk Server allows you to go ahead and do. Again, as I said, you can do integrations within an environment or also integrate with your business partners in a P2P scenario. And we will talk about a few of the enhancements that we have planned for upcoming releases, how we are thinking about them in all these various areas like integrations and internal integration and business-to-business integration, and how we think about all the new capabilities that are coming out. Having said that, let's look at the top-level customer base for BizTalk. If you think about it, BizTalk Server now has more than 10,500 customers worldwide, which is actually more than second and third vendors in the marketplace from units perspective. So we are the units leader in this space. 81% of Fortune Global 100 companies use BizTalk. And here is a set of case studies or public references we have for BizTalk Server, which you can see are across the board. We have banking customers, we have retail customers, manufacturing customers like Samsung, Siemens, Flextronics. So across the board we have customer base for the product. Having said that, not just customers. Look at the analyst reports. You will see we are in leader quadrant in most of the Gartner reports. Great example is the app integration magic quadrants. We are leader and by far ahead of most of our competitors. We are in, as I said, leader quadrant in a lot of other areas like app infrastructure for application projects or application infrastructure, B2B gateway. And we are also a very strong performer in Forrester Wave for BPMS. Having said that, again, wanted to touch upon some historical information, but goal is to focus on future. The key thing is we are in our sixth release with BizTalk Server 2009. BizTalk Server 2009 was released in earlier this year in May timeframe, April-May timeframe. And we have been consistently delivering releases for BizTalk every 2 to 3 years. And we plan to continue our regular release cycles in next few years, and we'll share some of the plans today in this meeting with all of you. Having said all the previous releases, wanted to spend a couple of minutes on BizTalk Server 2009. So BizTalk Server 2009, it's a great release already in the market. A lot of customers are going to move to BizTalk Server 2009. If they're not, it's a great opportunity to talk to them about BizTalk Server 2009. The key focus in BizTalk Server 2009 for us was in 4 areas. Of course, one of the fundamental areas was better together story with our core platform products. So support for SQL Server 2008, Windows Server 2008, and Visual Studio 2008 was critical for us, and we have delivered all of that in 2009 release. Other three areas of focus were broadening connectivity. Now we have piece of technology in BizTalk that runs on mobile devices, especially for RFID devices. You can extend it to non-RFID devices with the technology. It's basically an ability for our customers to generate or get events from mobile devices and then leverage BizTalk's integration capabilities to integrate them into back-end systems like SAP. So you can have a handheld mobile device that you're collecting events from your physical world, like your warehouses, like your shop floor, and then automatically get that data through BizTalk server into SAP or mainframe systems that you may have. That's one of the major areas. We are the only vendor in integration space that has capabilities that can run now on mobile devices, on PCs, on servers, across the board. So that's a great point. We should surely talk to our customers and educate them on that point. Other than that, of course, from broadening connectivity, we did deliver Oracle E-Business Suite adapter. We have the new SQL Server adapter. We did an update to the SAP adapter, and of course, we have done some major enhancements to our mainframe connectivity story with our host integration server capabilities. There are some major advantages on that, and again, for customers who are interested in connecting to mainframes from their other applications or build SharePoint solutions on mainframes and all, it's a great story there for them in BizTalk Server 2009. Other than that, there's support for new standards in RFID space and also updates to Swift and HIPAA 5010 and all that are going to be delivered with BizTalk 2009. The second area of investments was, of course, increasing productivity. Very important for our customers, and the most talked about and most interesting feature for 2009 release was our ability or our investments in application lifecycle management space with Visual Studio Team Foundation Server. The key thing is, and with 2009, now BizTalk projects are first-class citizens in the overall ALM story at Microsoft. The Team Foundation Server, which is used as the core ALM backbone or application lifecycle management backbone by our customers. So the experience is seamless from defining requirements to building integration solutions to testing them. All of it end-to-end is a great experience for our customers. We have seen a lot of traction on that. Talking to customers, many customers are planning to move to 2009 release just for Visual Studio 2008 support and the ALM capabilities that we have. So that's another great story in 2009. Of course, we have improved our manageability capabilities, and the deployment has been made much easier, especially with sysprep support. It's great for people who need to roll out BizTalk servers within their environment really fast. So we support sysprep in 2009 release. And of course, the final pivot that we have is reducing cost and virtualization, and everybody is focusing on virtualization and how do you get more out of the hardware investments they're making. And we have a really good virtualization support with Hyper-V in 2009 release. Just a great point there. Actually, Microsoft itself is one of the largest deployments for BizTalk server. And we are moving all our deployment on virtualized servers. So if a customer has any doubts in mind about virtualization and leveraging BizTalk in a virtualized environment, we should surely share Microsoft's story where we are moving all our internal deployments on virtualized servers, managing everything through Hyper-V, and some of the capabilities that are coming out with Hyper-V on real-time migrations and all, you will be able to leverage those, and that's a great story for our customers. So overall speaking, that's what 2009 is all about. It's all about broadening connectivity, increasing productivity, and reducing costs for our customers. And fundamentally, it's all about supporting new platforms as of today, the ones that are there in the market. So So BizTalk Server 2009 supports SQL Server 2008, Windows Server 2008, and Visual Studio 2008. And on the mobile devices, we also support Windows Mobile 6.0 and Windows CE, I think 5.0 and higher. So that's the point on 2009 release. But a lot of our customers and all of you have been asking us, hey, what happens next? Where do we go from here? What does the future look like for BizTalk Server? And we wanted to spend some time on that today. So let's look at some of the technology disruptors in general that we are seeing in the marketplace, which are going to define how we think about our investments going forward, right? So if you think about technology versus integration trends that are happening, from a technology perspective, the amount of investments Microsoft and some of our competitors are making in cloud computing is going to really revolutionize the way applications are built and deployed in the long run. Then the next is the advances in web technology, the ability to go ahead and deliver rich interfaces, especially with Silverlight and other new technologies from Microsoft, is going to revolutionize that. The networking advancements, the storage is becoming cheaper, processing is becoming cheaper, and of course virtualization, as I said, is super critical for our customers. On integration side, there is a common model for .NET and integration applications. People are looking for it, and especially with our investments into the core .NET platform with WCF, especially WCF and its adoption, the way it's growing, it is important for our customers to have a common model for building applications and integrating them and all. Our trading partner management becoming much more important. The world is going global. We do business with everybody across the world. If you think about it, today we had just attendance in this particular webcast is all across the world. We have people from US, Europe, Asia, everywhere, and that's how businesses are too. And managing trading partners across the globe is becoming super important for all our customers. Low latency and dynamic scale, which is it's not just about failover now. It's about, hey, if my peak loads are growing drastically, how do I go ahead and have the same infrastructure manage all of it? Those are some of the high-level things which are very important for our customers and will be very important as we move forward. Out-of-box connectivity, business agility, of course, enterprise manageability. You cannot have an enterprise-scale solution that you're deploying across your organization without a good manageability story. And talking to our customers, it's a super important area for them. We have heard from customers. They expect integration solutions, especially where they're betting their business on integrations and all these applications working with each other, to have zero downtime across their applications that have been built on our platform, plus our platform itself. So it's super critical for them. And ease of use and transformations. Think about it. We have had internally and externally, we have looked at transformations that are being done between systems like CRM and SAP, and when they actually do these transformations, they are like, there are hundreds of fields and hundreds of mappings that happen across all these fields between different systems. And most of the integration projects, majority of the work that goes on in them is primarily mapping between different systems. And these transformations are getting more and more complex day by day. They're not getting simpler because of the complexity of all the baseline applications. Think about SAP and CRM applications and all other applications that are being developed and added in environment. You need great transformation technology at the heart of any integration platform that we'll have. So those are the trends and things that we are looking at. If you have heard about our investments across the application platform and few of the announcements that we have made in past few weeks, you will notice the stack view looks pretty much the same from old times. Only thing, we've added few layers in it, right? So the System Center as a key management product is still there. That's our management story. With our investments in cloud platforms, now you have, along with Windows Server, you also have Windows Azure in the cloud for you to build cloud-based applications. Then the next level is the SQL Server and SQL Azure. You all know about SQL Azure, and it's your ability to go ahead and leverage the database in the cloud seamlessly with just changing a data source in your code. So it's a great piece of technology there. And then one of the major things that our customers were asking us was, hey, now we are going to have on-premises and in-cloud infrastructure. We also need a consistent development experience across both areas. And of course, the App Fabric set of technologies will be the foundational technologies that will allow our customer base to build applications that can run on-premises and in-cloud, especially for folks who have been in tune with technologies or our investments in areas like Velocity, which is distributed caching in mid-tier, Dublin, which is basically a runtime for your Windows workflow definition. So those investments and ability to monitor the Windows workflow and Windows Communication Foundation-based solutions, all those technologies will fit into the App Fabric set of technologies at that layer. It actually is a great set of investments even for BizTalk, because if you think about BizTalk or SharePoint or Dynamics, these are the products that focus on solving specific customer needs. BizTalk Server is primarily in the integration area. There is no company in the world that runs on a single system. You have multiple systems in any environment. You need to make sure business processes can run across these systems. You can connect these systems, and that's what BizTalk allows you to do more efficiently. You want to connect with your business partners, that's what BizTalk allows you to do. But fundamentally, you want to have capabilities at the core of it where people are building applications, or people can write applications leveraging base WCF, WF infrastructure that's available in .NET, and also scale them out and then also leverage them in BizTalk Server. So we will be leveraging a lot of those investments in application services area with Windows Server App Fabric and Windows Azure App Fabric, those technologies with BizTalk Server, with SharePoint and with Dynamics. So all those areas, all these products will start leveraging these investments in the mid-tier. So that's a high-level stack view of things. As I said, fundamentally the programming model is .NET for all our customers, and Visual Studio will be the tooling experience for our customers. It's important to look at the stack and think about our investments in this line, just because that gives you an ability to think about where the investments are going, how products like BizTalk Server, SharePoint, and Dynamics are going to leverage these investments that we're making at the foundational level, especially in distributed application server space and distributed caching and those areas. And it's fundamentally all about unlimited scale. You want to have large scalable deployments, and we'll get a lot of that with foundational technologies like that. Having said that, so let's build up the roadmap from here on. First thing that we are announcing, we have, as I said, 10,500 plus customers. We have a lot of customers still using BizTalk Server 2006 R2. We care about our customers, and we have to keep delivering value to those customers that are using our existing products. In line of that, the first thing that we are announcing and we are going to make available for our existing 2006 R2 customers is a service pack, and the service pack is going to be delivered in early 2010. Most likely it will be Q1 of 2010, and that's when we are going to make the service pack available. The service pack is going to be rolling up all QFEs, all the updates that we've made for a while in the service pack. The other area of enhancement is performance and scalability features. There have been major changes or updates in those, and we have tried to pull all of them together in the service pack. Better management and deployment, and improved standards, especially for X12 and Edifact updates, EDI, HIPAA performance updates have been made in that, and there have been enhancements in support for FTP and FTP adapters and all. So those are the key investments in service pack release. If you have any additional questions on the service pack, we'll take them, but I want to move to the release after the service pack, which is much more important for our customers. So if you think about it, immediately after the service pack in 2010, we don't have the final dates as of yet on what the final exact dates will be, but in 2010 for sure, we are going to release BizTalk Server 2009 R2. And I have with me Bindu Thota from who's a program manager on the product team to share more information on BizTalk Server 2009 R2 release, which is, as I said, coming up in 2010. The key thing before I transfer it to Bindu is it's going to be a great release, and it's very consistent with 2009 release of BizTalk. So customers who want to go to 2009 release this fiscal should surely go there. It's going to be a seamless upgrade in future if they want to, and that's a super important message before we jump onto that. Bindu, please take it over from here. Bindu, I think you are on mute. Can you unmute?
Yes, Sudhir. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes, Sudhir. Hello, everyone. I'm just very excited to talk about the next big release of BizTalk Server that's coming up, the BizTalk Server 2009 R2. And the big focus of this release is actually addressing a lot of customer pain points. So they just went through the unified stack that will be coming in the future and talked about how we want to have the unified development experience, the unified platform experience, and things like that. And there are ways we can actually provide them in the immediate future, even without having to wait to the app fabric. We can do baby steps towards that. And the first thing to do is actually to support the latest platforms that are coming in. So to that end, we are going to support Windows Server 2008 R2 and SQL Server 2008 R2 for the next release. A big, feedback that we are getting from our field or customers is the amount of pain it causes them when our development Visual Studio, the version we support, doesn't align with the latest version of Visual Studio. Then customers and partners are forced to actually work with different versions of them in their dev platforms, and it actually causes a lot of pain. So that's another big thing we are doing. We are going to actually move to Visual Studio 2010 for this coming release. And this release is actually coming very shortly, Q3 of 2010, sometime in 2010. We don't have the final dates yet. Now, another thing we did is we looked at, again, based on the customer feedback, we looked at significantly trying to improve the management experience. Tuning BizTalk is actually a very common thing. A lot of people have to do that, whether it's for low latency, tuning BizTalk for low latency, or tuning it for performance reasons and things like that. And with BizTalk 2009, the keys to tune them are sometimes in the registry, sometimes in the MMC console, sometimes in a config file. They're strewn all over the place, which makes it hard to replicate it once you figured it all out, looked at all the documentation, maybe looked at the QFE, KB articles. Now you figured it all out, you finally got it working in one deployment. Now how do you replicate it, and how easy is it to replicate that? So there's a lot of pain around that. So what we're doing is we're actually addressing that head on. We're creating a single dashboard for all the performance parameters, and we're just going to make, and the dashboard will be available from the MMC. We believe this is going to go a long way to actually significantly ease the pain around managing the BizTalk deployments. Another thing we commonly hear is the lack of good scripting support for BizTalk manageability tasks. We have a few OMs, multiple OMs in fact, and any scriptability or any scripting you want to do, or you want to automate the management of this BizTalk, you have to do it across multiple object models, and that is actually not an ideal situation. And PowerShell is the way to go to actually manage and automate and script the management tasks. And so we've heard, customers ask for PowerShell support also. So that's another thing we're providing. We're taking the common management tasks end to end, and we are actually providing PowerShell access or PowerShell commandlets for these tasks. This will not only provide scriptability for management, but it will also actually provide a single object model for somebody to actually program against. Another thing, again, when you're trying to manage your large-scale BizTalk deployments, is actually how do you monitor them using SCOM. The current model is, there's a lot of feedback on the current model. It doesn't really reflect the hierarchy of the BizTalk one. It doesn't show the applications hierarchy. It doesn't show the artifacts under applications. So somebody who's trying to manage BizTalk deployments through the SCOM model, it's very confusing. There's no parity, one-on-one parity. So we are significantly revamping that. We're trying to provide we're trying to redesign the SCOM object model to actually reflect the BizTalk way of doing things. So there is no new learning curve there. And for RFID, when we try to do POCs or most of the applications that are written for RFID, very common thing to do is they need to actually have applications receive events, not just the platform receiving events and filtering them out. So we didn't have an easy out-of-the-box thing that you can just start, drop it into your projects and configure to actually start filtering out events, delivering events to another application. So that is another thing we are addressing in this release. Now, another big focus for this release is we want to make business-to-business scenarios much easier. So what do I mean? Or, this is like a huge, vast area. Where are we actually, focusing? A very common thing for anything to do with business to business is how complex the maps get and how fast they get that complex. And, everybody who's worked on this, I'm sure if we could see each other, I would have seen you nodding. These things, once we create the maps, it's very hard to maintain them, very hard to update them, very hard to figure out what's going on. So we are doing a lot of improvements, and we're focusing a lot on making the mapping experience significantly easier. In fact, we have a demo coming up right after this slide. Another thing is, again, we are doing a lot of work to make trading partner management easier. We're still finalizing our plans around it, so we'll be able to share more details with it shortly, but not in this call. As always, we have newer protocols versions coming up for our B2B accelerators, HIPAA, Swift, things like that. So we have this regular rhythm of updating that. So we're doing that as well. Another feature that we've been asked over and over again by customers is to provide support with FTPS transactions. Data files coming from FTPS servers in a secure fashion to BizTalk. So we are actually providing that in this release as well. Please feel free to send us questions on these. But right now, I will actually hand it off to Deepak to do a demo of the mapper.
So just one point, Bindu. Before you move on, can you also talk about the TAP program for 2009 R2?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So our TAP program is open right now for this release, and we are actively recruiting and looking for customers for any of these areas that I just spoke about, because we want to validate our designs and actually our code and the direction we're moving in. And so we need TAP participation to actually make sure we get it right. So please, if you know of anyone or if you yourself, I'm talking about partners right now, if you can participate in our TAP program, and it can be just a pure evaluation or validation. Please contact one of us, and we'll be gladly, talking to you about that. Thank you very much. Deepak?
Hey, thanks, Bindu. Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to show the mapper demo. Give me 1 second to share the screen with you. So, as Bindu pointed out, with the current mapper, there's a lot of complexity involved in the mapping, and it gets very complicated, and it's very difficult to understand the map once you have already done the mapping. So we looked at all the feedback we were getting from our customers and thought, how can we improve it? So if you can see on your screen, this is the existing mapper where there are lines, thick black pipes kind of thing just going across the screen, and there are some sides. Clicking on them, you don't understand what they are doing in the screen, what transformation is happening between the source schema and the destination schema. So this was a big problem. We looked at that and we designed an enhanced mapper. The first thing you will see in the enhanced mapper, just hold on a sec, I'm having some trouble in sharing. So this is the same map in the enhanced mapper, the new mapper. Is it?
I don't think. Yeah, I think it's coming right now. So it's taking a bit of time to show. Yeah, now it's there.
So it's the same map. It's the same view, exactly the same view in the new mapper. First thing you will notice is that this map is a lot more readable. The clutter is less. There are only few lines which are going in the screen. But if you notice carefully, there are a lot of lines which are going across the screen, but they are now being grayed out. They don't clutter the screen as much as they used to do earlier. There are some dotted lines which are going in the screen. These lines are only for then one end of the line is in the view. So the totally grayed out lines are the lines where no end is in the view. In actuality, we don't need to see them, and we can reduce the background by just removing those noise. So now the screen is much less cluttered. If you click on any of the source schema, it will show you what are the current relationships are. So you can focus on the relationship. The same is true with the destination schema or even the fund types. And if you had noticed, when you click on a certain relationship or a fund type, the source and destination schema and the map also scrolls to get everything in view. This makes it much more easier to understand. It creates easier viewability of all the relationships that gets highlighted. What we also found was that sometimes users just want to work on a particular relationship. They want to isolate it. So we provided a feature where they can just say move to page, and they can move to, let's say, a new page, and the whole relationship will be moved to the new page, and now you can work on this relationship in an isolated manner. We also looked at the problems users face on understanding the map. So some of the feedback we heard was that even the developer who developed the map can't understand the map 1 month after developing it. So we wanted to make it easier to understand. That's why we provided something called relevance view, where when you enable relevance view, the schema nodes will only show what is relevant, means what is connected to other sites. The same is true for the destination schema. Now, if you look at the map, it is much more understandable. You can clearly see what is the field on the source schema and the destination schema which are really being used. Apart from that, we also added search functionality where you can search within schemas or within map, different fields in the map you can search. So if I, let's say, search for a loop here, it searches for loop in all the punctoids, and it will also find out all the loop punctoids. So in case you wanted to find out all the loop punctoids being used in the map, this is a good way to do that. Apart from that, you can go through the result. It will go into all the punctoids and also the schemas. So if the loop is in the destination schema, it's showing it in the destination schema also. So all this makes it easier to develop complex maps and also to understand complex maps. But this is not the only things we are doing. We have a lot more features coming up in the release. But right now, I'm not in the position to demo it. What we have found through some usability studies is that all of these features have enabled users to reduce the time in developing complex maps and time in updating those, maintaining those complex maps. With that, that was the end of the demo. I would like to hand over to Sudhir to talk about the future releases which are coming up for BizTalk.
Perfect. Hey, thanks, Deepak. That's great. As I said, 2009 R2 is going to be an awesome release, especially for customers who are already using BizTalk Server, who are trying to improve their productivity and manageability of integration solutions. The key thing that I wanted to highlight again and repeat it was, one, the TAP program is open. We are looking at customers who can help us with validation of a lot of these features. We do have video recordings of these demos in case you are interested in looking at. The Academy Live should record it too. The third thing is we have done a lot of work on the mapper itself, especially with the features that were shown to you by Deepak on focused view, on things that you are working on, highlighting those specific relationships, moving to new pages, which will reduce the clutter and make it more productive for our customers, the relevance view and search. So these are key capabilities that are going to be coming with the 2009 R2 release. So again, the release coming out in 2010, and we will keep you guys updated with the final dates and all as we come closer to the release cycle. So having said that, the next question that everybody keeps asking us is, what next? What happens after 2010, and what are you going to deliver, and what the plans are? So having looked at that, we wanted to share some early thoughts on this release. Again, this is early. We are into the planning process of release after 2009 R2 release for BizTalk Server. So we are taking inputs from our field, our customers, trying to see where we should focus on, what are the key things they care about. But there are few things which are very clear to us based on the feedback that you all and customers have given us for that release. Now, one is, what are the areas that BizTalk should continue investment into, and what are the few key things in that time frame? So, from an area perspective, the key investments that we'll be making will be in enterprise application integration area. So, primarily, what BizTalk has been doing well is integrating across all the applications. We are going to continue our investments into that area. Enterprise service bus, I think I missed that point on when I spoke about 2009 release. With 2009 release, earlier in May this year, we also released ESB Toolkit 2.0, which is a great toolkit for our customers using BizTalk Server to deploy enterprise service bus pattern on their existing BizTalk deployments. Now, we will continue investments into ESB area with BizTalk Server going forward. And B2B, as you know, we are investing in it, and we will continue investment into B2B area. So when you think about BizTalk Server going forward, what are the markets, what are the customer problems we'll be solving? Those are the three main buckets of problems that we'll continue solving for our customers. And as the diagram shows you, of course, we will be taking bet on the app fabric technologies that are going to come out from Microsoft. .NET is going to be the fundamental programming model behind it. And of course, we will continue supporting our server products there. The key thing is the three areas where we are continuing our investments will be enterprise connectivity for App Fabric. So that's what we want to provide. We want to be the enterprise connectivity solution for all App Fabric investments that are being made. Server service symmetry, which is basically your on-premise and in-cloud investments, and how do we make that transition seamless, and we'll continue investments in those areas, and deep platform alignment. What do I mean by deep platform alignment? It's primarily a lot of customers have come back and told us, hey, you have .f investments that you guys are making in .NET Core, .NET Framework. There's BizTalk orchestrations. How do I see alignment into them and all? And we have been telling them, yeah, at some point in time when the time is right, we will be pulling all these investments together in the same direction. And the key thing that we have committed to customers, and based on their feedback, is yes, we will be bringing BizTalk Server and Windows Workflow investments much closer in the release after 2009 R2. What does that mean for our customers? So primarily what it means is we will support Windows Workflow as the model for defining workflows or orchestrations within BizTalk Server. Of course, the most important thing here is we will continue supporting Xlang as our orchestration definition model going forward too. So we have a lot of investments that our customers have made in Xlang. Those investments will be there. It's a side-by-side scenario where we will support WF, but we'll also support Xlang. And the investments that our customers have made will continue to be working and supported, and that they shouldn't be worried about their Xlang investments with the new investments we're making with WF integration. But of course, we want to take an advantage of all the new functionality coming up with WF, and as a company, we're making a lot of investments in WF. So we are going to bring together WF and BizTalk in that release, and we'll start supporting WF inside BizTalk. So that's the key takeaway on this slide. Of course, additionally, what it means is we are trying to bring integration capabilities to .NET. What does that mean? If you are building applications with .NET, especially with Windows Workflow, you should be able to leverage the mapping capabilities from BizTalk. You should be able to do transformations which are primarily delivered through BizTalk, but you should be able to do that using Windows Workflow and leverage those capabilities in BizTalk into Windows Workflow. So think about it as if you're building a WF-based workflow, if you need integration capabilities in that, BizTalk will keep delivering that and continue to deliver that. And if you've seen the demo earlier today with WF, the mapper, those kind of capabilities will continue to be there. The one after that is bringing WF support to BizTalk Server. I just spoke about it. We will natively support the WF workflows inside BizTalk. And finally, build on App Fabric to enable elastic sale. So what are the few key things that App Fabric as core foundational technologies provide our customers? It's about elastic sale, continuous availability, and lower latency, for major scenarios there. So all those things, we will leverage that from App Fabric, and we will build on it for integration scenarios and deliver that to our customers. So that's how we're thinking about it. Again, this is not the only stuff. This is the first thing that we have heard very clearly from our customers that they want. And this is one thing we'll surely deliver to our customers in release after 2009 R2. As I said, we don't have dates on this, but we are in early planning process for additional functionality that we'll deliver in the product. If you have feedback on that, you should surely drop a note to me and Bindu or Dinesh, and we will make sure it gets incorporated into the whole planning process. Having said that, what are the key takeaways today? The first one is BizTalk is Microsoft's integration server product. We are continuing investments in BizTalk server. We will continue to align BizTalk in long run with all foundational technologies coming from Microsoft. We have a great and very strong roadmap. There is a commitment. Let me say this. There are lots and lots of integrations within Microsoft that run on BizTalk. We fundamentally, most of our treasury operations, the entertainment and devices division uses BizTalk. We use BizTalk for a lot of SAP integration with SharePoint and other scenarios that we have. We are one of our biggest customers, and we are betting our internal business processes and automation and in general business on BizTalk, and we know a lot of our customers are doing the same. We have a very strong roadmap, and we are going to continue investment in all the areas that we spoke about today. And again, aligning with the app fabric technologies that are coming out and leveraging the investments in that area is going to be key going forward for us, and we are going to continue doing that. And finally, I want to say that our customers should continue building their integration solutions on BizTalk server. Their investments are going to be just adding value as we move forward with our investments in our roadmap and future releases. We will make sure that all their investments are valued, and we continue supporting them and adding value to what they're doing today. So with that point, I want to open it up for questions and see if there are any things that we can answer right now. So please send your questions to the question manager. And I would like to also pull in Stefan if he has anything to add at this point.
Thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, just as a reminder, we would like to start our Q&A portion of the presentation at this point. If you'd like to ask a question, please use the Q&A option at the upper left-hand corner of your screen to submit your question. And while you're doing that, I'll also pull up a short survey. We'd appreciate you entering your email address and taking the survey, as your feedback is very valuable to us. And just to be short, make sure you click the submit button. Excuse me, I seem to be having audio.
One question that was mentioned to Q&A tab was, I'd like to see Microsoft heavily BizTalk, and we should make that as a primary story for our customers, educate them on that. Feedback well taken. We are working on highlighting the Microsoft internal usage. As I said, it's one of the largest deployments, more than 300 servers across and multiple scenarios. We have like more than $50 billion or something moves across BizTalk every month in Microsoft. So we will try to highlight these stories. We'll try to create case studies that we can share with our customers on that side. So that is there. Any other questions? Please let us know. Stefan, you can continue.
Thank you, Sudhir. So, ladies and gentlemen, just as a reminder again, we did have a short audio issue there. If you'd like to submit a question, please select Q&A from the upper toolbar, type in your question, and click Ask. What you should see now is a web page. Please enter your email address to access the survey questions. We appreciate you taking a moment to fill out the survey prior to logging out. And just as a reminder, please be sure to click the Submit button at the bottom of the page to ensure your feedback is received. And with that, I'll hand back the presentation to Sudhir to make any final comments.
Yeah. So let me take a few questions here. One question was, what is the contact information for TAP program? You can send an email to any of us, me, Bindu, or Deepak, and we'll get you in touch with the right folks on the TAP team to get you the details on the TAP program. The other question, it was more of a feedback. From experience with 2006, I have found difficult to see the complete picture of solution, see all applications in a single active diagram. Are there any improvements in this area? Now, Bindu, do you want to take that question?
Bindu's having a little trouble with audio at the moment.
Okay. Hey, Dimitri, I think it's a great question. We are looking at it for release after 2009 R2. I'm sorry, I don't think we'll be making any major enhancements in that area for 2009 R2, but it's a great feedback for release after 2009 R2, and we'll take that into consideration. What about business rules engine? Again, business rules engine, we are not doing any major changes in BRE for 2009 R2, but again, that is on table for release after 2009 R2. We have tons of our customers who use BRE, and we realize that. We're talking to customers to get feedback and see how we need to enhance the BRE going forward, what it means and all. But there are no hard commits on how we are going to enhance it right now. Can I say more about specific plans to include ESB in BizTalk? So there is a question on, can you say more about specific plans to include BizTalk ESB in BizTalk? It's important to many customers. By Scott. Scott, we are going to incorporate the ESB capabilities as we move forward into the core product itself. For 2009 R2, ESB will still be like Toolkit, an external component that customers will still get it free. They can still deploy it, and it's still good paid support for our customers and all. But as I said, we next release after 2009 R2, we will be adding, as I had shown in the slide, the ESB capabilities to the core product. We are still looking at what it means, feature level and all. So as we come closer to the release, we'll share more of that with you guys. Do we have any early cloud solutions being built that integrate via BizTalk? Any Codeplex projects? So on that front, yes, we do. There are cloud adapters that are available. We do have samples which have been built by the community, which bring together like cloud applications built on Azure platform with BizTalk and integrate those solutions. And what is the migration strategy from? A great question. The other great question is BizTalk 2006 R2 customers, what is the upgrade migration strategy for them? Actually, we are going to support seamless migration from 2006 R2 to BizTalk Server 2009 R2. So if customers who are on 2006 R2 or on 2009 release will be able to do a single upgrade step, and the tools will be available for doing that. Investment. A lot of questions, guys, so I'm trying to answer as many as possible. If I cannot, I will make sure we will respond to you guys. Will there be any investments around performance dashboards to understand health of BizTalk environments, for still customers need to use performance monitoring? I think I will have to get back to you on that. I think Bindu will have more information on that specific question. But we are making some enhancements on the dashboard capability. I don't know if the health checks are going to be there. I'm guessing System Center will be one area where you can do that with our enhanced SCOM object model, and all that will allow you to do that. Do you expect to release additional application-specific adapters? We are looking at different applications and which adapters we need to release. 2009 R2 release, I don't know of any specific adapters other than FTPS. In the application area. So I don't know of anything specific, but we'll try to get you that answer as part of the Q&A response later. There are best practices to manage big multinational BizTalk installations, something with dashboards will better support. We do have a lot of guidance on how do you manage large BizTalk deployments. I will look at the performance and deployment guide from CX, which was released earlier in the year. That gives a lot of details. But if you have any specific questions on that, let me know, and we'll try to put a link to that particular guide in the Q&A responses later. Integration stuff with Azure. As I said, the Azure integration demo is available. I will again will try to put a link to it. It's an external demo from the community, so we'll try to do that. So we are looking at low latency scenarios, especially low latency is a pretty relative term. So we do support lower latency scenarios, and we are going to continue investment in those areas. You will see a lot of our capabilities on low latencies with integration with our fabric technologies. And that's the information right now, and I will see if I can get you more information if you give me exact scenarios, what you're looking for and all. But we have made some drastic improvements in in our ability to work with WCF, and you can leverage WCF for some of the low latency stuff. And we have also improved our performance drastically with performance tuning and all. So you should take a look at the performance tuning guide.
Sudhir, may I interrupt for a second?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I think B. Sriram might be on the call. If he is, then he'll be glad to take some of these questions as well. Sriram, are you there?
No, I didn't hear him join, so I'm assuming he's not there. So I think we will take a look at all the questions, and again, the Q&A will be available with answers for people to download and read through later. And I think we are running out of time. We are a few minutes over. I will take the final question, and then we can wrap it up. And Stefan, then we can provide the answers in form of PDF to everybody. Will there be any capacity planning tools for BizTalk similar to what we have for SharePoint? We are actually, we do have some capacity planning guidance internally, and we are looking at making it into a tool that will be available for field. Look for it in H2 timeframe from our side. We'll provide you with more details on that with time. So I think that's it from our side. Stefan, do you want to take it over and wrap it up?
Thank you, Sudhir. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's Academy Live session. All materials from today's presentation will be available at https://academymobile.microsoft.com/Academy Live on this session's webpage. Partners may access the webcast recording through the Partner Learning Center in approximately 48 hours. I'd like to extend a big thank you to our presenters today, and thank you, audience, for logging in and joining us.